When you hear BYU Provo, what are some of the first things that you think of? If you said dating or marriage, then you answered exactly how some of our other participants did. And today we're going to interview some of BYU's own students to see what their opinions on the BYU dating culture is here in Provo and what they attribute those reasons to. We are studying the attribution error. Attribution is defined as ways that humans describe the sources and causes of their own or others' actions. There are two kinds of this attribution. There's dispositional and situational. Dispositional attribution is where you attribute someone or your own actions to your disposition. You have a great attitude, you are beautiful, you're popular, things like that. Whereas situational attribution is where you attribute it to the situation. Oh, you just got lucky, you're in the right place at the right time, that kind of thing. Now, pay attention as we go into these 4 interviews with BYU students and see if you can pick out what kinds of attributions they are making in their cases. Let's go, shall we? So, Lindsay, what do you think about the Provo dating culture here?
Honestly, I kind of hate the dating culture here in Provo. It just feels really situational to me. But I know that some people feel differently. Like my best friend Emma, she loves the dating culture here at BYU. She just is thriving. She goes on at least 2 or 3 dates a week. Just gets asked out all the time, and has had a really good experience with dating. So I know that some people love it.
Why do you think she had such a good experience with dating?
That's a good question. I think honestly the reason she gets asked out so often is because she lives at Liberty Square. Liberty Square is a really social apartment complex. So she has a really good ward. Her ward is full of super good guys, tons of them. And the leadership in her ward really pushes the guys to ask out on dates. And so she has that going for her. And she's also a mechanical engineering major. And so basically her major classes are predominantly male, and so she's surrounded by guys all day every day, and so it's kind of no wonder that she gets asked out all the time. So just like a lot of factors, just kind of seems like she's always in the right place at the right time to meet the right people, and her situation just kind of sets her up for success. So I think that's mostly the reason why she's had such a good experience dating here.
So as you can tell, Lindsay really believes that her friend's success is attributed to her friend's situation. She doesn't take into account that her friend might be doing extra things in order to get those dates. But who knows? Maybe it is the situation. Maybe it is the disposition. What do you think? Let's take a look at some more videos.
Anybody who hates the dating culture in Provo and hasn't had a good experience really are the ones that are at fault. I have a roommate who is all up in arms about not going on dates with girls, but he never takes the initiative to ask them out. He is really shy and doesn't put any effort into meeting new people. He doesn't talk to anyone in his classes. He sticks to himself and is too quiet and reserved with girls. He is too picky and doesn't like anyone enough to take them out. Then, when a girl is interested in him, he is too timid to make a move. He puts himself in that situation.
Do you think his bad luck might have something to do with his situation?
Nope. His situation is fine. It's him that is the problem, not Provo, not his ward, or his classes.
Now here's a different example. Ben thinks that his friend isn't getting the dates he needs because of his disposition. That's the opposite of what Lindsay thought. She thought her friend was getting things because of situation. I wonder how many other people do this. Let's take a look at 2 more examples and see what we find. What's your opinion on BYU dating culture?
Honestly, I don't know what people are talking about when they say they hate the dating culture at BYU. I absolutely love it. When I first got to BYU, I got asked out like every week. But I just recently started dating this new guy, and things are going really well.
Why are things going so well for you?
Well, I think it's going well because I put myself out there. I've always put in effort to get to know people, especially in new situations. I also think I'm generally a likable person. It's easy for me to make friends, and so I attract more guys and have more friends, get asked out on more dates. On my first day at BYU, a guy literally chased me down to ask me out. I think things like that happen to me because I have an open appearance and vibe.
Wow, Farron really seems to think that all of her success is attributed to herself. Not a bad thing, but perhaps there's a little situation involved. Maybe she was in the right place at the right time. Maybe it's a mix of her situation and her disposition. Let's take a look at our last example and see what else we can find. Hey Josh, we've been asking people about the Provo dating culture. Do you like the culture here?
Dude. Dating in Provo sucks. I mean, it's not my fault. Not my fault at all. Like, it's just these chicks here, man. These chicks are crazy, dude. Like, I mean, I'm busy, and I don't think they're really into, like, people who are super driven like me, you know? Like, you know, I mean, I'm about to be a manager next year in my sales group. You know, so I'm doing all right. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, I haven't been doing too great as of late. Last summer was less than desirable on my sales count. So, like, I do need some help with money. So I don't really have, like, the money to take out girls, you know? So it's, like, hard for me to ask out a girl if, like, I can't provide enough money to take her out. I mean, I almost had this one girl one time, but she left me for some dude who just got off his mission from Argentina. Well, she didn't really leave me. Like, we'd only been on one date, but he just came off the plane speaking some Kashashana or something like that, and apparently she wanted some spiritual man, you know? And that's another thing. It's like, dang, these girls want so much spirituality. Holy crap, dude. Like, I'm supposed to go to church every week? Every week? Holy. Where did I sign up for that? Mormon girls, man. Utah Mormon girls, you know? So, like, situationally, like, just times are tough. I don't have the economic moment. I'm paying off some debts from student loans, you know? But trust me, once I get my Tesla and I'm driving down the road with my Tesla, I'm going to get every girl. Like, just you wait. It'll be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. If it wasn't for these crazy chicks or, like, my economic situation, trust me, I'd be doing so much better in any other university. Trust me.
Now, Josh does not want to take the credit for the failures that he's experienced in dating here in Provo. Maybe it really is his situation. Maybe he's not in the right classes and not in the right ward. Or perhaps it's a little bit of both. What do you think? We've talked about 4 different examples of students here at BYU and their different experiences with Provo dating culture. What do you think? Do you think it's just situational or dispositional? Could it be a good mix of both? Maybe our students here at BYU need to think a little outside of the box. It seems, and scientists would agree, psychologists would agree, that when there's a situation involved, if something good happens to you, you tend to credit to yourself. If something bad happens to you, you tend to credit it to your situation because you don't want to take the blame for that. If something good happens to your friend, you say she got lucky. If something bad happens to her, you say it's her fault. Now, I'm not saying that all of these situations are correct or not, but perhaps we should give them a little more thought. Maybe we should have more open minds and be looking at the situation disposition of all of the people in all of our situations. Sometimes people achieve things because of their own efforts. Other times it may be their situation. But let's give them credit where credit is due.